five tips, I'm keep it short, 5 tips to help you get comfortable with outreach, start outreach, and just start making mental plans to kind of go after the people you want to go after, okay? Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's LRO Midwest, and I'm back with another YouTube video. You guys that don't know me, that maybe your first time watching this video, or it may have came up in your feed or whatever. My name is Jonathan. I was an owner operator with Sprinter Vans, Cargo Vans. I transitioned from that to being a broker and going back to an owner operator. This whole channel is dedicated to tell you guys what I learned as a broker, because when I was an owner operator, it was like this wall of mystery behind what a broker knows and the information they had for rates, getting their own customers and things like that. And if you are like me, you are driving your cargo van, your Sprinter van, and you are thinking, hey, I started my business, I got my LLC, I'm doing all this stuff, but I want to go after my own direct customers. I just don't know how to do it, where to do, where to call. Like, I don't know anything, but I know I want to go after these customers. And so this whole channel exists for that sole purpose of equipping you guys for free with the tools and strategies and stuff like that I used when I was a freight broker, calling and getting customers and quoting customers. And it's not too different. It's not that complicated. And the last video I told you I laughed because I'm like, hey, this stuff I could have been applying. Very simple. So I hope that you guys will get some value out of this stuff that I am telling you, and that you can apply it to your business with time, and you can develop your own relationships and build your own empire from there. That is the overall goal. So without further ado, 5 tips, I'm gonna keep it short, 5 tips to help you get comfortable with outreach, start outreach, and just start making mental plans to kind of go after the people you want to go after, okay? So number one, it's a lot of this stuff is gonna be obvious, but I'm building up. The series of videos I'm gonna be building up to give you guys a whole framework, okay? I just gotta make it digestible. So number one lesson I learned, okay, when doing outreach and trying to get your own contracts is one very simple: make dedicated time for the outreach, okay? Now, for you guys, this is for you if you're a single owner operator with a Sprinter van, but you just want to go after your own customers. It's going to be hard because half the time we're driving. I understand it. Half the time you're driving, you're taking loads, you may be doing a route, you may be doing local courier stuff, so your time on the road is money. But we got to set out dedicated time to kind of make these calls, to do some outreach. And I suggest me personally, a lot of people say, oh, well, send emails and stuff like that. I say don't send email. I say still hop on the phone and call, because you want to build up that muscle of picking up the phone, of initiating a call. Okay, I know it can be scary, but you got to set dedicated time to do it. And I said in the last video, volume beats out fear anyways. So anytime you feel uncomfortable because you haven't done it enough, okay? Once you start lifting weights, like going to the gym, you start lifting weights. You first start lifting weights, it sucks. But after a while, you get more and more comfortable, and guess what? You can lift more weight and you get stronger and things like that. It's the same principle applied in life. So set out dedicated time for these calls. X amount of calls per day can lead to X result, and so on and so forth, okay? Second point, most important thing. I had to learn this when I started making cold calls. Context, I used to make 100 cold calls a day. So that was my call quota every day when I came into the office. I had to make 100 calls a day, 100 dials. So I didn't talk to 100 people a day, but I had to make 100 calls. The number one thing I had to tell myself, and this is the second point I'm going to make, is to get over yourself, okay? Get over yourself. If you are sitting here thinking, putting so much fear and anticipation and reluctance to pick up the phone, get over yourself. The people you calling on, they really ain't thinking about you like that. Okay, they're really not thinking about you like that. The rejection isn't really rejection like that. And what I'm saying is that the people you're calling, they need the services you provide anyways. Whether you have a Sprinter van, a box truck, a driver, it doesn't matter. They need the services that you provide anyways. You're not the only person calling them. You're not the only person reaching out. Again, if they're in a business and they have warehouses, they have dock doors, they ship things out. Sometimes it's full truckload, sometimes it's LTL, sometimes it's 1 to 2 pallets that need to be delivered direct. And that's what we're trying to find out. Us in the Sprinter van business, that's what we're trying to find out. But we can't get there. We can't get to that point if we're so wrapped up in what if they don't like me? What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? Get over yourself. You're just reaching out. You're not the only person to reaching out to them. If it's something if a service that you can't provide, then you can't provide it. But again, you want to get to the point where you can just start making the calls. You're not getting so wrapped up and fearful of picking up the phone, and you're so, be more focused when you call them. When getting over yourself, be more focused on serving the needs of the people that you call, rather than, in terms of like being scared of the outcome. Because you can't, again, said this in the last video, you can't control the outcome anyways. Okay, you can't control the outcome anyways. All you can do is control your output. You can control how many calls you make, you can control what you say, you can control how many times you follow up. All right, what's going to make all this easier, and it's going to get into my third point, which I found out when I was when I was a broker and I was doing this, is have your core services and be clear and to the point. Okay, when you call on somebody and you are having that conversation, yeah, so tell me about your company. What do you guys do? Good. And then you have your core services. You guys do courier services. We do expedited LTL. So if there's 1 to 3 skids that you ever had trouble moving, that's one of the core services that we offer. White glove delivery, if you guys do that. Long haul services, whatever it is. We do. If you do semi trucks, I got dry van. We do reefer, whatever. Have your core services and be clear and concise on them. Okay. Now, if you want to be a jack of all trades, you can try that approach too. I just found that typically people want to use people who specialize in a particular thing. You get what I mean? So they got LTL to move. I mean, they may give it out to like other trucking companies and stuff like that, but they might want to use an LTL guy. Like when you go to a restaurant and you eat steak, and I heard this off of Freight 360. I suggest you guys follow that channel too. When you go to eat steak, use a steak knife. You don't use a Swiss Army knife to cut the steak. Use a steak knife, something specialized used for cutting steak, right? So again, be clear and to the point of your services. That is going to build the confidence in you, so that way when you convey your message, you create your offer, you know who you're speaking to, right? You can determine who you are and who you aren't by having your core services and what you want to go after clear and to the point. Fourth point, I kind of touched on this at the second point about getting over yourself. Serve the people and their needs first. Okay, you want to serve the people and their needs. You want to have a mindset of serving the people, the business that you're calling on. You're not just calling. You're calling to move their freight, but you're also providing a service as well too. Whatever product they ship, it can't get there without you. Okay, and if you ain't gonna do it, who else is gonna do it? You get what I mean? So you are the person. Have that frame of mind when you're calling these people. Hey, I'm calling to serve the people that God put me here to serve. You know what I mean? And my business is a catalyst for that. If you don't believe that, that's fine. You get what I'm saying? But you need to have that much conviction when reaching out to people, because you need to be more sure than they are. You understand? They're already going to be doubtful when you call them and they're picking up the phone anyways. They're already doubtful because they get a lot of false promises anyways. But if you have that much more conviction as the saying like, hey, you run into these issues, I want to be the go-to person that you call for those 1 to 2 pallets that you have difficulty moving. I want to be the go-to person for that. So your conviction and how you believe in your own product and services and how you want to build a relationship with them is that you want to put their needs first. You want to focus on what they actually need and see if you can fulfill those. Point number 5. Point number 5. I'm gonna give you guys a bonus point as well too. Point number 5, get the no's out the way. Okay, get the no's out the way. And again, a lot of this stuff you like, dude, this is so obvious, bro. Get the no's out the way. And what does that mean? That means when you're calling, you're gonna get a lot of rejection. Everybody knows this, everybody says this, everybody gets it, but it's one thing saying it and one thing going through it. So I'm telling you, because if you put this stuff into action, you're definitely gonna go through it. You're gonna go through the no's. But I'm telling you, in this industry, as compared to other industries like insurance and stuff like that, the rejection is very mild. Again, they use this, the people you call use these services all the time. So it's usually, if you're getting a no, it's always going to be about trust because they don't know you, or it's going to be just, hey, not right now. There's a lot of companies, believe it or not, that are willing to work with smaller businesses like ours. They're willing to work with smaller businesses. They just don't know we exist. And that's going to bring me to my bonus point: social proof of your company, having a website, LinkedIn, something like they can look at. Okay, so us as owner operators, when someone posts that they're looking for owner operators for expediting, a carrier is posting that, what's the first thing we do? We want to go to the Facebook groups. We want to look them up. We want to look at their website. We want to look at the reviews. Do they pay on time? All this stuff. So your customer is going to do the same thing. Now, this is something that I'm working on too. Again, y'all, I'm no different than you guys. I just gained this experience. No one's talking about this stuff, so I wanted to package this in a way that it can be beneficial for everybody watching. You know, I plan to grow my business and document the whole entire thing using these same exact principles. I got, you know, my small book of business that I did develop as a broker. You know, I got them by using these principles too. So all I'm trying to do is give you guys these same principles, these same tools that I use, and hopefully it can work for you. I don't want to, you know, gatekeep the information about how to get these customers. So social proof. Now, one thing you guys are going to run into are some challenges, right? So I want to speak to the challenges you're going to run into, especially when it comes down to, you know, having your core service and being clear about that. One of the things that has really plagued me and prevented me from progressing in this field and doing this was the fact that not really understanding the value that we provide to somebody else. You get what I mean? Like, I get it, but to put that in words and to convey that value to a shipper on what we do and why it's so important, you know, I kind of struggle with that, right? So these are things that are going to take you time, because you have to find whatever your compelling offer is to that shipper, and however you understand your needs and your service can kind of solve the issue for that. That's going to take some time, because it takes time to figure out, one, what you actually like, what you're actually good at, and what you would prefer to do. You know, it takes time to do that. You know, you may do over the road and realize, I don't like over the road. You may do a route and be like, hey, I like routes. You know what I mean? And you may do assembly. You might deliver something and you like assembly. So like, whatever your forte is, whatever you want to do, those may be some of the core service you might want to expand upon. And look at other successful companies. If you do final mile, what are some successful final mile companies? What are they doing? How are they structuring their stuff? You get what I mean? So that's pretty much it. I kind of ran over a little bit, but again, those are 5 tips plus one bonus tip to kind of, put you in the right frame of mind. Again, stay tuned, because I'm going to come out with other stuff. I have templates, scripts, all types of stuff that I developed from my time as where I documented everything. So I'm going to be giving all this information out for free. So when you guys cold call, you at least have a skeleton, a framework of stuff that you can continue to kind of use and act off of. So again, the next video I'm going to do is the type of people we can start reaching out to. I'll start off with like brokers and kind of how to kind of approach that. So that's going to be in the next video. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, share. But I hope to grow this channel, and I hope to grow relationships with you guys if you guys are watching this content, because I'm doing this stuff too in real time. You know what I mean? This is not something, I'm not trying to sit here and get monetized. It'd be nice, but again, my whole goal is to build a transportation business, because I want my kids to have somewhere to work when they get older, and so on and so forth. So I plan to grow. That is the goal here. Whatever God has lined up for me, that's what God has lined up for me. But I hope that this can provide some value, and this channel can provide some value to you. So peace, and stay tuned. Thank you.